Alright guys, welcome back to Fog Wrestling. We're sick of commentating on these videos, but this time we have to list a bunch of commentators. We need to rank them from best to terrible. Where would you put us? Hopefully we'd fit in at least decent. I'd say we're at least decent, but you never know. Some people might think we're dog shit. Some people might not even think we're worthy of being ranked.
I'd even rather be terrible than boring. Terrible in a way can be funny. To me,
well, I can tell you what.
If you're a commentator and you're boring, it doesn't work to me.
Well, most of this list is going in the terrible category, and I wouldn't say they're boring and they're terrible. So I mean, there you go.
I know, but at least you can laugh at some of the stuff. If someone's boring, it's like fuck.
Right, we can either go from top left to the bottom right, or we can go from bottom right to top left. Pick your poison.
Top left.
Top left. So up first we have
Genyo Digit Saka.
Now Booker T, right? Straight off the bat, better wrestler than he is commentator. Yeah. Definitely. Better promo guy than he is commentator.
Chucky ducky quick.
With that being said, I don't think he's Booker T. He has all these catchphrases, so that helps for something. It counts for something. But I'm not gonna just because I like the guy.
Doesn't help when he was commentating.
It was a shite era as well. His stuff in his commentary in TNA was probably better than his commentary in WWE. But I can't say he's any better than decent, and I like the way you moved him there before I even got that out. So
yep.
he is decent. He's Booker T, but that's all that he is.
If it was TNA, I'd put him in the fucking best for that episode alone.
Yep. So there you go. To me, that's where he belongs.
Right. Next up, we've got Jonathan Coachman.
Again,
much better in the first run.
Yeah, second run, he kind of got jobbed at.
My second run, I was pish.
He should have stayed with ESPN.
He hasn't aged.
He hasn't aged.
But that doesn't get you any brownie points.
Yeah, it doesn't really get you higher up this ranking. Based on his whole commentary career, again, I would say he's all right. I'd say he's pretty decent. I'd say he's better than Booker T, but I don't think he's enough to. I wouldn't say he's good.
No.
I don't think I could rank him as good.
A sore fun with King and JR.
Yeah.
Not that he was bad, but he was the sore fun.
He was just there really to play as the heel, you know what I mean? But I mean, I don't think he was adding much to the commentary team. If anything, kind of taken away from it more.
But, see the next guy, Maggle Cole, right? This guy can be good. He can be terrible, but I would never say he's boring.
Yeah.
So when I said, for example, I'd rather be terrible than boring, Michael Cole's better than who's boring here?
Everyone.
Yes.
Most people. I don't like Cole, right? His commentary has been awful for, the last 15 years. Now, not that... It doesn't help, though, when you're watching, the old... It doesn't when you're watching, old Attitude Era wrestling or, Ruthless Aggression Era, and then you watch Raw, and you've got JR doing the play-by-play, then you go to SmackDown, you've got Michael Cole. That doesn't help him, right? I straight off the bat, that doesn't help him, but I don't think he's that bad, right? You go from JR to Cole, and it's a massive downgrade, but I still think Cole, in today's wrestling, he's probably the best commentator,
yep.
I think, in WWE today, so... He's probably the best commentator outside of AEW. With that, I think he deserves decent. He's been...
I mean, think of memorable moments.
He's alright. There's times where he pisses me off.
He's done some that bad shit.
See when he's like... Brian locks Batista in the... Is Batista going to tap? Is Batista going to tap? Or is Orton going to tap? Is Orton going to tap? You repeating that 3 times, mate, isn't really adding anything to it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But let's be honest, his fucking heel run was great. We just didn't even mention that.
It was.
Cole's heel, I mean, see if you're basing it on Cole's heel, I think you've got to put him at least best. Good, or if not best. But overall, I mean, yeah, as bad as he can be, I don't think it's fair to put him terrible. No. And he's definitely not boring. So,
I know.
You know what? I'd say decent's probably fair enough.
Right, next up we've got some guy with a ginger beard and he's bald, so I'm going to say this guy must be NXT.
And for that reason, he's going in the terrible category and don't really need to
say much more. I mean, half me thinks it's Aiden English.
I don't care who it is, just I think just move on.
Right, next up we've got Corey Graves. This guy's just... I think there's times where it's kind of like Cole in a way, but I prefer Cole. Cole's actually called some good shit. This guy couldn't call fucking hee-haw.
Again, like you said, I don't know if this guy's boring, but I just don't. I can't really bring it to put him as decent.
I'd say he's more boring than terrible.
Yeah, I guess. If I want to stick him in, but I mean, apart from Cole, he's probably the best commentator in wrestling in WWE today. Like, I mean, I can't think of anyone worse. So,
right, next up we've got Paulie Heyman.
Best. I mean, I don't think you're going to get a.
It was a short but goddamn sweet.
I mean, I don't think you're going to get. Obviously, I don't think he'll be top of best. Like,
best. Well, no.
but you know,
right.
His run was fucking great.
And that's the bottom line. Next up, we've got John Bradshaw Layfield.
Really good I think JBL's a really good commentator. But again, he began commentating when you could argue wrestling was going downhill. He replaced Taz on SmackDown in 2006. He didn't need the phone books because, unlike Taz, JBL could see over the commentary desk, and he got to see over the desk, and he got to call a lot of shit action on SmackDown. Then he came back as full-time wrestler, and then he made another return in like the early mid-10s, whatever they're called, where he was teaming up with Cole, King, and I'd say during that era, I'd say King out the three was the one that was shocking.
Yeah, what happened to King?
Like, King, as good as King can be, fuck me, like, the last 10 years he's been absolute garbage. But, I mean, JBL,
that's just due to his... Well, we'll get to King later. But yeah, JBL...
If this is promos, I'd say he's epic, but in terms of commentary, he's good, but I don't think he's top category, like, I mean, just my opinion.
So where's he going?
I'd say he's good. I mean,
That's right, then.
Would you agree, or?
Oh, yeah, I would...
I couldn't put him... I'm comparing his work to Payman's work on the mic and the commentary, and I couldn't put him.
Right, next up we've got Justin Roberts, and what the fuck did this guy actually commentate?
When I think of Justin Roberts, I think, he seems like a decent guy who got shafted. I mean, the guy that brought Conor the Crusher to the ball, really. I mean,
this guy's boring.
He is a bit boring. Like
his ring announce voice, think of it.
Yeah, it's very generic, isn't it? I mean,
I can't imagine how it would ever go past.
Fuck me, you've got Finko, and then you've got Lillian Garcia, and you've got Tony Chimmel, and then you've got the Rated R Superstar, and then you've got this guy. The ECW Championship. I mean, it's yeah. We'll put him in boring, you know what I mean? But
right, next up, the
the best. I mean, top. No one's going to get close to the guy. Let's be real. Anyone who thinks otherwise is just delusional. How can you think guys in the fucking 80s were better than JR, right?
I know.
I mean, arguably wrestling wouldn't have been nowhere near as good without JR putting people over, right? The guy was fucking... And not even just in commentary, even outside of commentary, the guy had some good promos and some, like, awesome moments in the ring and stuff like that, so...
Hell no, I ain't gonna kiss his ass. Is that because you're better than me?
I mean, in his commentary feud with Heyman, like for the better part of 2001, was awesome. So, you know, longevity wise, he's still doing it in AEW. Not that I watch that shit, but I'm sure JR's the best part of that show.
Yep, I'm sure when Sting came out, he did him justice. Right, next up with Jerry.
I'd say best, right, but
I'm tempted to put him bottom for the last 10 years.
Yep, I mean, if the guy had like retired in 2008, I'd have him above Heyman. But what I will say is, I mean, Heyman had a short stint, but not his short stint was great. Whereas King had a great long-term stint, but then it just, like I said, for the last like 10, 11 years, it's been bad. And for that reason alone, I think you've got to put him behind Heyman.
Yep, and PG era has not helped King.
But I mean, like I said,
watered them down big time.
I mean, if it's King retires in 2008, then he's probably going second.
Yep.
But he didn't, so you know he's. His stuff in like 13, 14, back 15. By God, I think he was the most annoying commentator probably out at that stage. The guy was
awful.
The guy was trash.
And next up, if we're talking awful, Josh Matthews.
I'm willing to, last. I don't know who this bald fucking ginger pubed guy is, but I'm willing to say Josh Matthews is worse. This is the guy. This reason I can't watch TNA. Aside from the fact TNA shite or Impact, what you want to call it. Every time I try and watch it and I hear this guy, I have to turn it off. And I'm not just burying him. But it's true. It's true. I hear this guy's voice and I have to turn it off. And people say this, he's one of the better commentators in wrestling today. Absolutely not, right? Like, even when we watched that episode of ECW, right? Matt Striker was like semi-okay, and this guy was he was just killing it.
Right, yeah, I'm not wasting any more
Speaking of Matt Striker, I think he is on this list,
Yep, he's there, right. Who's this guy? Is this what's that guy? Nigel McGuinness? Doesn't really look like him. But I don't know who else. I mean, we're going to put him in terrible because he must be NXT.
And I think it'd be harsh to put him in the same category as
those two.
Those
two are fucking
Roberts and the other guy, David Otunga. Never thought this guy was good. He was married to Hale Berry, I think, or whatever her name is. Or...
I'd say
that's who is married to, or is it? Am I got it wrong?
Lawyer. I couldn't give her that.
Well, he's the lawyer. He's not married to a lawyer. He's the lawyer.
Well, you know what, right?
He's married to some like semi-famous actress.
Well, you know what? That doesn't.
I think it was Hal Berry.
Yeah, what? That's irrelevant because it doesn't change the fact.
Let's be honest. He was probably. I mean, I don't think he's getting above the bottom one. He's probably. Was he the shitest guy in Nexus, or is that harsh? Well, he wasn't one of the better guys. Let's put it that way.
He was fucking.
Michael Tarver was pretty pissed.
I think he had a pretty good look, actually. Michael Tarver with a bandana going up there.
He's just.
So that's.
He was like someone you've seen on Tifa or BLM.
He's better than these three.
Yeah.
At least he had a feud with like Cena and.
I had a couple matches with Cena, didn't you?
Right, next up, Todd Phillips, I think his name. Tom Phillips.
This guy's just generic.
Boring, top of boring.
Top of boring? Oh, come on! At least I can say Justin Roberts and whoever Corey Graves have probably had a couple of good one-liners.
If you want a cookie cutter, Michael Cole 2.0.
It's Michael Cole light, basically.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like it's like Michael Cole, but without the good parts and the really annoying parts.
Mm-hmm.
So just a shite version of Michael Cole, really.
Who the hell's this guy? I thought it was Mike Tyson. Right, next up we've got Beth Phoenix and Gar.
When I first heard her, I didn't think she was that bad because Renee Young's fucking abysmal. But after hearing her a few more times, I can confirm she is really bad, but she's just not as bad as Renee Young. And that's about as much praise as I can give Beth Phoenix. And for that reason alone, she's going to go in terrible. Is she worse than Todd Grisham, though? That's the question. No, I don't think so.
No.
I think I'd rather listen to Beth Phoenix. Right, if there was an overrated category, I think this next guy would certainly be going in it.
He's a fucking mental health patient lefty bastard. And I'm tempted just to put him in terrible for that alone. Go fuck himself, JBL.
No, can we?
JBL rips a piss. Do
you want to stick him in with JBL so we can have a good fight between them? Where do you think he deserves to be? I think he has a good commentator.
I think he is good.
I think he is good.
But see this whole gimmick of where like he doesn't show up because he was meant fuck off. You can't do I'd kill him.
Nah, this guy. Yeah, what about those two that appeared on Raw for a couple weeks and they were fucking gone?
I know on this list.
Can you remember their names? I certainly can't. But yeah, no, I think this guy's
Joseph?
And some black guy.
No, he was the black.
Oh, was it? No, I think Joseph was white, mate.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, no, I think this guy. What's his name again?
Mauro Ronaldo.
Mauro Ronaldo.
No, right, JBL like sarcastically like. He's like, oh, you won like this award that's irrelevant. That's basically what
I know, and he's pure greets.
This meaning he takes week off. He takes personal days. He takes weeks off the work.
Well, like I'm trying to be non-biased here. Fact from the side, the fact that he's a lefty fucking mental health patient. I'm putting that aside. He's a good commentator.
Yeah, but you've got to factor that in.
How?
Because it affects his fucking role.
Well, he also does commentary in the boxing, and he basically says Tyson Fury got robbed against Wilder. That's good enough for fucking me.
Fucking JBL probably got robbed a
couple of paychecks.
He's a fucking lefty, man. He's good, but I don't even want to get any more on it.
He reminds me a wee bit of the guy that should be on this list, but he's not.
Who?
ECW guy.
Joey Styles?
Yeah. And if Joey Styles is in this, I'd have Joey Styles in the good category as well. I think Joey Styles is good.
I think he is, but I think he's overrated.
I think Styles was a much better fit though when he was doing Raw with King and.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you think Joey Styles overrated?
No.
Well, pretty much similar to that guy then, Mauro Ranallo.
Oh, no,
Good but overrated.
At least Joey Styles battered JBL.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. Look, what do you expect? I mean, a guy comes to VCW and JBL badmoves him, and Joey Styles is about 2 feet shorter than JBL and 150 pounds less, KOs him. Whereas you got Mauro Ranallo, JBL fucking JBL makes a joke about an awardee one. He goes home greeting for like fucking done a Lee Griffiths. But I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, right.
Hold on here. JBL's got this reputation. He fucking lost to ECW Joey Styles. He lost to the fucking. Well, I didn't realise the Blue Meanie, but I mean, well, he did actually on an episode of SmackDown. So I mean, it's all good in the fucking hood.
He didn't need.
He's got this bully gimmick, but he keeps getting his ass kicked.
I know. APA. He needs to fucking protect it. Right,
yes.
Next up, Matt Striker.
I'd say Matt Striker's decent.
I like his style. He always gives like. I'd probably say he's the most unique person on this list.
He is. He's definitely not boring. And I wouldn't say he's terrible, so therefore I've got to put him in decent.
He does talk a load of shit, but it's some good shit. I know.
Like, there was I think there was a 2-month period where him and JR were on SmackDown.
Yeah.
It was a good commentary team.
I do prefer, I know Cole's called some better moments, but I actually do prefer him to Cole.
Yeah. But where is he now?
I don't know.
Tell you what, why the fuck don't Impact get him? I can't believe Matt Striker's not got a job.
Right, anyway though, we get Taz up next.
I like Taz. I think Taz is good. He's not, the best, but I think he's definitely in the good category.
I'm putting him above this prick.
I mean, Taz wouldn't he fucking job it, would he? Taz would
just snap your wee neck.
Pick on someone your own size, as Taz would say. But yeah, no, Taz, good commentator.
Like, see Cole, it's like the same thing with King. Like, see if he stopped at like 2000. I know he had the heel run, but say he stopped at the end of his heel run, I'd be putting Cole in the good category. But he didn't, because you had that gimmick of where it was King and JR on Raw, and then it was him and Taz, and it was identified by that.
I've got to be honest though, see if JR had stayed in wrestling and he was in WWE full time for the past 10 years, I think his legacy would be ruined a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I do. Like, I know he's still the best commentator out there, like, but it's what he's calling in AEW is nowhere near as good as. But then again, it can't be. Look at what he's having to call. I mean, can't fucking. If you're commentating on 2 flies landing on shit, then what can you do really to put it over? Do you know what I mean?
It's like Undertaker's the man, but see if he called it a day like 6 years ago, I think he's still the man, but your legacy would still be high regarded. If you go out, it's like when Austin retired. If Austin still wrestled to this day, he'd be fucking wrestling bums.
Exactly, so, I mean...
Getting across the line. Woo!
I mean, Jericho's making it as if that, he went to New Japan and he's in AEW and that's further cementing his legacy.
No.
I mean, is it? Because I'm looking at Jericho now and I'm seeing like a fat, out of shape guy that's having a midlife crisis. Hanging about
he's dressed like fucking Marlon Manson.
Hanging about a stable with guys that are young enough to be his fucking grandsons. I mean, it's weird.
And it's not like a Evolution Ric Flair style where he's like the mentor. He kind of thinks he's one of the boys.
Yeah, he's got like a bromance with this Sammy Guevara guy who's legit like 30 years younger than Jericho. Mental. Anyway, up next it is.
Pretty sure.
Was that the guy that made the rape joke?
No. But I'm going to make a joke. You're passionate going into fucking terrible. Right.
I can guarantee though he won't be bought my terrible because I think we've left that for.
This is the worst.
Yep. Todd Grisham, you've been saved.
I don't get how someone can be a good interviewer.
Yeah, like I mean, see on Talking Smack does a good job. Even when she's doing the backstage stuff, like does a good job. But
I can't even think off the top of my head one bad commentary moment she said. But there's been that many I've lost fucking track. I can't name the bad ones, but I certainly can't name anything good.
No,
everything's awful. It's fucking.
It's as if she adds stuff that doesn't need to be added just to hear her voice. She doesn't
Yes.
add anything relevant. It's as if she just needs to say something. So, oh, Renee Young's there on comment. Oh, we've got a female on commentary. That's basically what her job was. But she
There
didn't.
was always stuff like, you see that, guys? And just shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, just, basically
It's
just.
like, I've got to say it in a way like, I'm here.
Yeah, it'd be like us having a conversation and then someone
It's like
says
it's speaking in the third person.
Yeah, it's like me and you having like a 2-hour conversation and then at the end a third person goes, that's great. He's.
But thankfully, well, I say, but sadly, she talked a lot more than once in the 3 hours that Raw was on. And yeah, we've talked for 20 minutes here, and that's about 20 minutes longer than you'd want to hear half these people talking for.
So here's our list then, guys. It's in the best. We've got Jim Ross, Paul Heyman, King. Good, we've got JBL, Taz, Mauro Ronaldo. Decent, we've got Striker, Cole, Coachman, and Booker T. I don't really feel it's relevant to name the rest, but
I won't.
there's a few people that should have been on this list that weren't. Joey Styles, I'd have put him in good.
There's never been a... I mean, will there actually ever
Vince
be...
McMahon, I'd have put him in decent. He wasn't boring.
It's gotta be...
I mean, you could argue he was terrible, but the fact that it was McMahon, it was like...
Nah.
Although it's pretty... Nah, see when he comes back, see like when he's like doing he's like the Mr. McMahon, he's already... He's like, he's like the owner of the company, right? But then he'll do a special guest and he seems to forget he's like Mr. McMahon, and he goes into fucking Vince from '96. He just can't... Sometimes he just can't...
I know, but how can you say Vince would be terrible when he's actually had some iconic lines? What the fuck of this bottom row had apart from pish?
Oh, that's true. By God, that's gotta be Kane.
Wait just a minute. Right, wait just a minute. This list is over.
Wait just a minute.
There'll never be a good women's commentator. They're all fucking shite.
I'd say there'd certainly be better ones than Beth Phoenix and Renee Young.
But it's all going to be the same shit. To me, when she first got the job, Renee Young, you must have thought, well, she's going to be good. You mean, if she just replicates the interviewer thing? I mean, but... Because that's where most of these guys came from.
Cole started off interviewing.
I mean, fucking Coachman.
Yeah.
Styles interviewed people.
Striker was interviewer, was he not?
Yeah. Josh Matthews.
Oh well, there you go. Let's say that the better. But anyway, guys, here's the list. Fuck it, let us know what you think.
You can argue with it.
I don't think we're being too harsh here. I'm trying to think of actually other women commentators that have commentated over the years. I can't really think of any.
Would Lita not commentate on like Heat?
I don't think it would have been. I don't think it would have been as bad as fucking either of those two. Like,
no, I can't remember. I watched like a match card. I think it was the Rumble 2003. Her and Coachman were presenting. It was a fucking disaster. Both of them couldn't get their words out.
Oh well, maybe. I need to look for this clip. Anyway, guys, that's it. Till next time.
Peace. Vintage Far.